Okay, let me share this MVP of this now web content app that I've been working on, which is actually the third attempt, which you can read here, the first and the second, but let's just get on it. So here is the app. I'm going to run it and then we get to see it. So it's just starting. This is actually a PyQt6, so basically it's a native sort of Python application. So what you could see is that I got a website that I can browse here. This nice works in good, right? And what's cool about this is I have now the M in the middle proxy running behind the scenes. So you could see it's fully configured, a local is actually run again on pure Python on this. And that means that I get all the logs, right? So you could see here are all the logs of the pages that I just go through. So if I go into, say, the home page, we should see the logs. There you go. So you just saw, you open there and you just went to the home page there, right? And then just for a demo, I also have here the BBC, which I'm going to do something cool in a second. So just to prove that, we basically, all the traffic is going through the in the middle proxy. So one of the things we can do is we have access to all the logs, which you see here, but even more interesting, we can actually replace the content. So I got this configuration file that has a bunch of settings. So one of them is going to replace the word Dennis with modify. The other is going to add a banner. So I'm just going to quickly enable them. So again, MVP, but it's already pretty cool that I already got a nice JSON file with the rules. You can see the pattern, the thing, so enabled. So, all right, so I just go there. If I reload configuration, so what this means now, it means that if I go to this page, you can see I added a banner at the top, right? So content modified by proxy, and I replace every time my name popped in there. So again, if you can come in here, every time that the name appears, you can see there, right? Modified, etc. Right? So it's pretty cool, right? Because it's a really nice shows that I'm in line, and again the logs shows that, right? You could see apply replacement, current. So you kind of can see here all the pages that got hooked and all the information, which kind of matches what we got in the capture log here. And now if you go, there's one more cool thing that we can do. So I just replace football with football, which is actually how you say football in Portuguese, with a PT. So I'm going to enable this for that website. That's replacement. So if I'm going to reload the rules, now if you go to the BBC Sports, you see, look, football PT, right? So you now could see that thing there has been replaced by this, right? Again, just to confirm that everything is working here, right? Again, I reload the page, it's still there. If I now come here, edit configuration file, I remove, I go false, right? And I reload the configuration, we should be back. And again, you can see that content modified by proxy, right? Now we have the normal one, see? We still have the other rule in place, so that's why that is there. That's here. So this is really cool, right? And, and what's nice about this is there's lots of the key moving parts are actually working. And this was all done using this massive session here with Claude, and then I had to do another one because it was kind of losing the plot a little bit. And it's good, but the problem is, like, the code, which you'll see here, is a massive salad, right? It's basically this massive, no structure, no thing. It's just, basically it is sort of massive. That's the app, that's the middle proxy, which is good, right? But, now I'm going to refactor all this, right? One of the other things that is actually really sweet that was done, and again, I'll be working with Claude on this, is that, and I'll just delete this so you can see it better, is that when I go in here, right, and I go, let's go to my site, and then basically you can see that this gets loaded here, right? This is actually stored already there. So it's actually really sweet. You've got a metadata file that has information, the data, the response, and then here you actually get the response content, right? So that was JSON, for example. Here, this will be, that. Let's see if I can find the main website, a bundle. Let me find the main, and again, this will be, that's the styles. Yeah, look, there's the styles sheets there, which now I got the content here, right? In this particular case, There's the JavaScript. Again, here's all the JavaScript. I'm just trying to find the main HTML page, the minimum CSS. There you go. So this page here goes there, and then here I actually got the full HTML, right? Which is going to be cool because I'm going to load a graph into it, but that's a different story. But it's not bad, right? Like, it's actually really sweet. Kind of a bit like vibe coding, but I was doing a bit of changes, but it shows the power. I could have not done this as fast as I've done, right? Without the AIs, and it's quite a nice UI, right? I like the fact that it created these sort of very first versions of a UI that I could again easily modify and make changes and propose and control. So it's actually pretty good.